Hey everybody, Scott Monday with Kitchen and Bath Crate, and I am here today with past customer Cassie. Cassie, give him a wave.
Hi.
Excellent. So thanks so much for joining me today. What Cassie is going to do for us is Cassie's going to share, Cassie, a little bit about your bath crate experience, right?
Yes, I will.
Fantastic. So as you can see, we're sitting in a kitchen area. But we worked on a fairly large master bathroom for you recently, right?
Yeah, pretty good size, yeah. It actually seems a lot bigger now that you remodeled it too.
Excellent. So why don't you share with the folks out there, Cassie, about what caused you to initially reach out to Bath Crate? What didn't you really love about that old bathroom?
Actually, there was quite a bit I didn't love about it. For one thing, it was carpeted, which I had never really liked. Yeah, I always felt like it was kind of dirty, you know, hair, makeup, all that kind of thing. So I wanted to get rid of the carpet. The fixtures and things were just really old. I've been in the house 18 years, and after 18 years, it was just looking pretty dated. I had redone all the other bathrooms, and this was the last one, and of course my excuse was always like, oh well, it's only me that sees it. But I finally wanted to do that just because I thought, yeah, I deserve a nice bathroom. So
you do, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what caused me to, you know, call you in the first place. And I think I mentioned before, I had a friend who had used you and had nothing but positive things to say, which I think is very rare. You know, normally when people are talking about remodels, they're telling you about the problems and the delays and, you know, the cost overruns, and she just was like raving about how great it was. So that made me think, okay, good recommendation. So I called you up.
Excellent. Well, fantastic. Well, thanks for doing that. And it was
yeah.
really exciting to be able to personally work on your project. I really enjoyed that. Now, you are an experienced remodeler. This is not the first remodel that you've had on a property you've owned, correct?
This is not my first rodeo. This is true.
Okay.
I live in Oakdale. It's the cowboy capital. We have to do rodeo references, you know. So.
Absolutely. I like it. I like it. So, why don't you just maybe contrast a little bit your experience this time around with maybe some past remodel experiences? Was there any difference in what you went through, or?
Yeah, I would say the differences were huge. My past experiences were frustrating, partially because of the fact that people would frequently tell me that they were going to do things that they didn't do. Oh. You know, we're going to be there at 9, and you know, they'd show up at 10:30 or maybe not at all, and I started thinking, you know, they were on a different time zone or something. Like, why are you always late? Things were always back ordered, things got delayed. It was just really frustrating. And the weird thing was that the other bathrooms I did weren't my main bathroom, but it was still just really inconvenient to be torn up. Literally, one of them I was torn up for like months, and you know, things just didn't get done in a timely way. So
for just a bathroom?
Just a bathroom, not even the master. Yeah, you know, where like they come in and do the demolition, and then after they'd done the demolition, because they could fit you into their schedule, then they'd say, oh well, you know, the other stuff's on back order, so we'll be back in 3 weeks. And you're like, but now I have no bathroom for 3 weeks.
Did you not know this before you started?
No.
Cassie, we hear that a lot from customers when they first call in. It's like, I've been thinking about this for a couple of years, but I had this bad experience with this other contractor a few years back, and I'm sort of dreading this. And so it's nice to be able to slowly earn the trust back from the contractor community, if you will, and then try to turn things around in a positive direction. So I'm thankful we were able to do that with your project as well. So Cassie, you called us. I do remember you and I speaking when you called in, because I screened the vast majority of initial calls. And then Willie came out and met with you. What was the estimating, and maybe more specifically the design process like for you before construction started?
Yeah, I do remember calling. There was a young lady who took the message. I was, you know, pleasantly surprised because you did call back, I think within a couple of hours or that same day for sure. Yeah, Willie came out. Initially, one of the things that I was really impressed about was that whenever anybody said that they were going to be at my house at whatever time it was, they were there. I'm sort of one of those people who likes people who, you know, do what they say they're going to do. So that sounds goofy, but anyway, he was great. He came out. We took a look at the bathroom, talked about it. I think it was about, I'm kind of forgetting now, it's been a few months. I think it was maybe a week later did you come back then with the estimate part of it, and we went over that?
Well, Willie, I think, would have come back.
That's right. It was Willie who came back. And so we went over that, and I was, you know, pleased with what I saw. And then he told me that we were going to meet with the designer, and that we would, you know, kind of go from there. The other thing that I really liked, both Willie and the designer, Lindsay, came to my house, which I kind of wanted Lindsay to see my house so that she knew a little bit more about me than just meeting me at the, at the showroom. So she could sort of see what the rest of my house looked like. We walked around, she had some ideas, she and Willie kind of bounced a few things off, and then the three of us left here and went to Bedrosian's. I will say we spent a long time there. It was like probably, I don't know, a 6-hour visit or something. Lindsay was great. I completely trusted her input and her, ideas, because I figured, that's what she went to school to do. And she's a delightful young woman. Well, I think she's young. She's like the age of my kids. So everybody is, age
She is young. Lindsay is so young.
She
Lindsay,
is.
If you're watching,
yeah, she's just barely a kid. Yeah. Of course, she does have a few kids of her own. But anyway, we had, it was a fun day. We went through a lot of things. I kind of told her at the beginning, when you walk into that showroom, it's a little bit overwhelming. There's so many rooms of stuff. And I said, I'm really good at making decisions if you give me like 3 choices.
Right.
I don't want 30. And she was great about that. The really nice thing that she also did was she sort of had a vision for what ended up being sort of the jewelry section of my bathroom. And that was basically, I think, done as almost like a completely separate piece of furniture and install.
Custom,
yeah,
100% custom.
And it was absolutely beautiful. And Willie was a little bit like, I don't know, Lindsay. And Lindsay's like, no, it's gonna work. And it really did. So
that was the design process. Sounds like it went well.
Very well.
And then I came out because I was running your project.
Yes.
We had the pre-construction meeting we call a launch meeting.
Right.
And then construction started about a week and a half after that.
Right.
So I'm familiar with how construction went because I was a part of that, but from your perspective, from day one through the end of the job, kind of what were you feeling during construction? What were you observing? Maybe what about the process did you think was a little bit different than those past experiences you've had with remodeling, the actual construction phase?
Okay, yeah, there was actually a lot that I was really impressed with. When you came and we did the launch meeting, I remember at that time you gave me sort of a spreadsheet, a calendar of what was going to happen, what was going to be accomplished on each day, which was impressive. And I was like, wow, this is great. I also remember telling you, because we were supposed to be finished on a certain day, and I said, wow, I have a party at my house that night. And you kind of went, oh. Well, gee, really, that's a little bit tight. Maybe we can, speed this thing up. I truthfully have never heard of a remodel or construction project that ever went faster than people told them it would. And you guys actually did finish it a day early, but I'm getting ahead of myself anyway. Yeah, it was fabulous. We were like rolling up that ram board and the people were walking in the door. But a couple of the things I noticed, first of all, I really appreciated the fact that everybody was great about keeping things clean, about being respectful of my home. I'm a little bit of a clean freak, and so I did appreciate that. They were great. The guys that were here were very professional, very polite, always looked really neat. Just pleasant people. And this maybe sounds a little weird, but you never heard any language or any of that kind of thing, which I appreciated. I mean, I don't have little kids in the house, but I just appreciated their professionalism. The crate arrived on the day that they said it was going to, plopped it down on outside. The construction process, I just felt like it went really smoothly. The thing that I was most amazed at, because I kept the little spreadsheet out here in the kitchen, and at the end of the day, I'd kind of look at, okay, what did he say was going to be done? And it was done. So that was the great part of it, that it was efficient, clean. People were very polite and courteous, and there were a lot of different moving parts. I mean, like I said, there were days, because you did my laundry room at the same time, so there were a couple times when, there'd be 2 guys in the laundry room and 3 or 4 guys back there, and so there was a lot going on. But again, it was timely. They came right on time. They left mid-afternoon, late afternoon, so it worked well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I have a laundry list of my favorite parts of your project because, Cassie, I think your bathroom, I don't want to say the most custom master bathroom we've ever done, but it's up there. There is some beautiful nuances to this project that I can't wait to show off to the folks out there. From your perspective, as someone that's using this master bathroom on a daily basis, what are some of your favorite parts about it when you walk in? What are things that make you go, ah, yes?
Yeah. First of all, I think the main thing that I noticed almost immediately was there was a big drop-in jetted tub that we took out. And to me, I almost feel like I added square footage onto the house. The bathroom just seems so much bigger with that gone. We have a freestanding tub now. So I like the spaciousness of it. I also love the fact that the kind of grungy carpet is gone. The floor is tile, and I also, I did do one kind of upgrade radiant heating floors, which I have to be honest, it's been summer. I haven't used the floors yet, but my son was here. He programmed the whole thing for me. He's got it all ready to go.
Because it even has like an app, doesn't it?
It does. It's on my phone now, yeah. So and I've got a little thermostat, and I've got the whole thing. And you can actually put a photograph on the thermostat. And of course, he put his daughter, my granddaughter, up there,
cool.
so I can look at her photo there. So yeah, I'm loving the floor and the spaciousness of it. And then, of course, I think probably the other thing that's just wonderful is the whole jewelry, the jewelry case part of it. Before I had, necklace racks and earring racks, and just, it was very cluttered and didn't look very nice. And so to be able to put all that stuff away, and then when I want to look for something, I just open this big drawer, I can see everything. I love that part of it. So I would say the spaciousness, the jewelry, the shower is really cool too. We actually made the shower a little bit smaller just because of some things we had to do, and I like it much better than the old shower.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's all great.
No, you bring up a good point, because now from the contractor's perspective on your project, it was just one of those jobs that just ran really smooth. And we can never figure out the rhyme or reason behind that. Some jobs are just easier than others, and others you feel like you just can't quite get to the next step without an issue. On your job, I only remember one little issue, if you will, and that's because we thought we were going to put all of your light switches and your thermostat for your radiant heating in one location, and it turned out that one location was actually a pocket door pocket, specifically the frame of the interior of the pocket door. And so we had to kind of just tighten up that shower a little bit to create room for those. But I tell you what, in the course of a 3-week job, if that's our biggest problem, we are smooth sailing.
Yeah, I thought it was really smooth. I mean, it really ran like a well-oiled machine, I have to say. I mean, even when there were glitches, it wasn't like, well, this is going to throw us off by 3 days or something. It was like, oh yeah, we can do this. So it was good.
Excellent. So let me just share a little bit about some of my favorite parts.
Sure.
Okay, so I too love that custom jewelry cabinet. And specifically the way you chose that beautiful backsplash that's on that radius, and then we popped in a little downlight there. So I just like the way when that light's on, it kind of shimmers off of that backsplash. That's kind of one of my things that I really enjoy. And I really like the large format tile that you used at the shower, because that's a product that we haven't used more than a couple times. And I really think you're gonna see more people going towards that, because it's man-made, super durable, but I love the large format and the veining in it that just looks so spa-like.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
those are
that's great. Well, I'd love to take credit for all those choices. That was mostly Lindsay. When she would say, I think that's a good idea, I'd be like, yeah, I think that's a good idea too.
Well, she guided you in a
she
great
did.
direction.
Yeah,
so.
she's wonderful.
Well, Cassie, thank you for letting us do the project. It was truly an honor to serve you.
Thank you.
And if you out there would like to talk with us about your kitchen or bath crate, we'd love to be of service. We can be reached at 888-995-7996. Or if you go to kbCRATE.com, you'll see probably about 220 past projects profiled. And you can also schedule your first, just like you did, schedule your first phone consultation with me or Jeffrey, and we'll kind of get you going through the process and talk about your project and schedule a time to come out for a visit. So thanks for watching. Cassie, thanks again. And we'll talk with you on the next project. Bye-bye.